This is The Perfect Mask, a Jessie Hunt psychological suspense. Book 24. Written by Blake Pierce. Narrated by Debbie Soelter. Prologue. It was still dark out. As Henry Faraday pulled his Rolls-Royce into the garage of his Beverly Hills mansion at 4:07 a.m., he debated whether it was even worth it to try to go to sleep. The sun would be up in a couple of hours anyway, and taking a nap might make him groggier than just staying up and pushing through the exhaustion would. He got out of the car and closed the frustratingly loud garage door as he entered the house, glad that the master bedroom was so far away and that Julianne wouldn't be woken up by the noise. He'd had the repair people out here twice in the last month, and they still hadn't fixed the annoying creaking sound the door made as it shut. Henry tried to put the issue out of his head and focus on more immediate concerns. He'd come home partly so that he could nap, if possible, but definitely so that he could clean himself up before court later this morning. He needed to shower, shave, and change into a fresh suit. The team hadn't worked all weekend, including Sunday night into the wee hours of Monday morning, just for him to show up at the courthouse in a rumpled suit with a day's worth of stubble. This was a big case, and he needed to be at the top of his game, both mentally and sartorially. Henry dropped his keys in the ceramic bowl in the kitchen and poured himself a glass of water from the filter dispenser on the everyday refrigerator. He chugged it, refilled it, and walked quietly along the hall to the stairs and toward the other reason he'd come home, his wife, Julianne. He'd been worried about her lately. First, their dog Randy died last autumn, which left her feeling understandably melancholy. On top of that, ever since their only child, Trent, had gone away to college in January, she'd been dealing with some serious empty nest syndrome. Henry suspected that it was made worse because Trent had deferred school by a semester and spent last fall at a local community college while living at home. Since Trent hadn't left when all of his friends did, that extra time at home may have lulled her into the false sense that he'd actually stick around for good. When he did eventually go off to school, as he always intended to, it hit her hard, especially since he chose to go all the way to the East Coast. It didn't help that he went to the Bahamas with friends for spring break instead of coming home, which meant that Julianne hadn't seen her baby in over 3 months. She tried to fill the empty hole in her heart with fundraising events, obsessive running, unnecessary plastic surgery, and ski trips to Aspen and Banff. But she was still struggling, which is why, even in the middle of a big case, Henry tried to get home as often as possible. He hoped that his presence had a reassuring, calming effect on her. She told him that it did, and he chose to believe it. He was halfway up the stairs to check on her when he heard a strange sound coming from downstairs. It was a repeating, semi-regular banging, as if someone was knocking on the back door at intermittent intervals.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?